So what is the best way to get enough vitamin D in your diet?
Well, the trick is to eat plenty of fish, mackerel, herring, and the like. Red meat, offal, eggs, which we doctors used to say you shouldn't eat because of the cholesterol. We now say do eat because the cholesterol's good and it gives you vitamin D. And mushrooms. And you may ask what's left for the vegans. Well, quite a lot of food is also supplemented. So cereals, even orange juice, have supplements of vitamin D. And the other thing, of course, is to get out in the sun.
Are fresh fruits and vegetables better than frozen?
Frozen is actually as good as fresh. I mean, clearly fresh vegetables are tastier and sometimes have a better texture. And if you freeze vegetables, you do lose a little bit of the nutrients when you're blanching them. But on the whole, they're very similar. And remember that frozen vegetables are often harvested at their peak time, when they're most nutritious. So if you can't afford fresh, if you can't get fresh, frozen is really important, especially as most of us still don't eat enough vegetables. So fresh or frozen, it's fine.
How much water should I be drinking in one day?
Well, the pundits say between 10 and 15 cups a day. But look, we're all different. And quite a lot of people have a lot of fluid in their diet if they're eating lots of fruit and vegetables. If you're thirsty, you're probably about 30% dehydrated. So thirst should lead to drinking water. And I mean water, not caffeinated drinks or alcoholic drinks, all of which are diuretics. And on the whole, I don't think we do drink enough water. I see many patients come into clinic who have got migraines, and often it's because of that. So I think we should drink more water generally. And one indicator is just to, when you go to pass water, have a look at the colour. If it's very yellow or dark, then you need to be drinking more.
And what is the best way to boost your immune system?
I always tell my patients to eat dark greens, coloured root vegetables, and anything that ends in the word berry. But polyphenols generally are good for immune system. So that's the alliums, things like onions and garlic, and particularly shallots. Tea and coffee, interestingly, and cocoa, all full of polyphenols and good. And there are some foods such as pomegranate, which are especially high in polyphenols. But look, it's not just a question of going for those individual foods that are good for you. It's also about diversity, because what we know about the biome is that you need to have a broad spectrum of foods, including nuts, including spices, including cereals, in order to have a healthy biome. And a healthy biome produces better immunity and all sorts of other mental and physical effects as well.
Is sugar-free really sugar-free?
Not entirely. Sugar-free means less than 0.5 of a gram per serving. And of course, sugar, sucrose, is not the only form of sweetener that we have. We've got things like lactose and fructose in our food. So I think the best thing is actually to go for sugar-free foods. And when you do eat something, to make sure, if it is a carbohydrate, to make sure it's an unrefined one. So if you're having wholemeal bread rather than white bread, rather than actual unprocessed sugar.